We aim to corner up in the alley and blow that tin star he wears clean through him. Yeah. Kill us so-and-so.
You mean bushwhack him?
Oh, now, and you're gonna help us. Or do you want your saloon burnt to the ground and half the town with it?
No, I'll help you.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien. Wyatt Earp, the new marshal of Dodge City, was trying to civilize the toughest town on the western frontier. The hoodlums of Dodge knew that Earp had tamed Ellsworth and Wichita, but these were little cow towns compared to Dodge City, the cowhand capital. Marshal Earp had to start all over again, and in the face of opposition which had run several peace officers out of Dodge. This Gomorrah of the Plains offered Wyatt Earp a hard choice, fight or run. And if he was to fight it out, Wyatt needed the help of City Councilman Jim Kelly. Mr. Dog Kelly, they called him in the history books. Ex-soldier, gambler, saloon keeper. An odd mixture of good and evil.
This place won't open until I feel like it. Jim Kelly. Jim must be riled about something. Well, I wanted to get a drink.
It's like I was bewitched by this fella, Earp Deacon. He comes in here and fast talks me into helping him against the Big T outfit. I got no business helping him against good customers like the Big T Ranch boys. Who's next? What's the next donation?
The Reverend Halkett.
Give him 50. Why should I have helped Wyatt Earp? Who's Wyatt Earp? Nothing but a smart aleck young John Law. He'll be here today and dead tomorrow. Who's next?
Mrs. Jenkins and children.
Give him the same as we gave him last month. Like I was saying, Deacon, Earp had no call on me, none at all. But I round up some special deputies and 50 sticks of dynamite, and then what does Earp do? He blows up their cattle pens and turns all the wild steers loose. So the Big T cowhands have to quit shooting at Charlie Bassett and Bill Tillman in the depot. They got to ride half a day collecting steers. 2 Big T hands get killed and Earp creases their foreman's skull. I need my head cracked open for having anything to do with Wyatt Earp.
You didn't know how rough Earp plays it, boss. How much for Father Shevlin?
Father Shevlin, is it? The way that man keeps after me. Not a dime. Not 1 penny. More than 200.
All right. That finishes the list. Ain't you due at the city council meeting?
No. Earp wants me to vote to close this town up tight. The gall of him. Does he think the big cattle driving outfits are going to stand for that without killing him? And maybe me? By Joe, I'm in my right mind now. And if you ever see Jim Kelly give Wyatt Earp so much as the back of his hand, this whole saloon is yours, Deacon. Now you got my oath on it. All right, Sparky, open her up. Open her up wide and let them start drinking. Maybe they'll punch Marshal Earp in the nose.
Now let's get organized this time. We make our play in real Big T style. We scatter and take the back streets to Gruber's livery barn. We leave the horses there, and then we get ready to move on that Kelly.
It wasn't Kelly's fault.
What?
Earp forced him to it.
Quit your jabbering. It was both their faults. 2 of our men are dead, and Gus Andrews will be laid up for weeks. And we don't take that off on nobody.
No, that's right.
We're fixing Kelly first, and then the Big T will get Wyatt Earp. Now move.
Back there. Go on.
They're not Big T, men. They're just drunks.
Al, the doc will be over to patch him. Keep him locked up.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, I'm awful sorry to keep the town council waiting.
What happened to you?
Oh, nothing too serious. One of the big T outfits stuck his thumb in my eye. But I don't think he'll do it again. He'll be all right in a couple of days, though. But what's more important is there are drunken cowhands in the street with guns. Mr. Mayor, that ought to convince you that we need these new ordinances that I'm asking for.
I'm convinced, Wyatt. I'm not, and neither is Mr. Billings. The town council is kind of hung up. 2 votes for your new ordinances and 2 against.
Well, gentlemen, I'll tell you, it's useless to even hire a marshal if these aren't approved. Now, what are the objections, Mr. Prentice?
Well, Billings and I think 2 of them are all right, but we sure don't like the others.
Well, which ones do you object to? Check your guns, don't ride horses on the sidewalks or in the saloons or hotels, don't discharge firearms within the city limits, no drunkenness on the streets.
Well, we vote against number 2 and number 4.
Oh, in other words, you think it's all right to ride a horse into a saloon or hotel lobby or into a store, huh?
Well, it shouldn't be a misdemeanor, just harmless fun. Harmless fun? We've had at least 20 innocent bystanders kicked or bitten by horses. And being drunk on the streets. That's just harmless fun, too? I'm not a hypocrite. I've been tipsy on the street, and so have you, and so has Kelly.
Say, speaking of Kelly, where is Mr. Kelly? He's a 5th member of the council, isn't he?
Jim ran out on us.
What do you mean he ran out?
Well, he's sore because you got him involved in that fight last week. Says he won't vote either way. But if he did vote, he'd vote against you, Marshal. Afraid that's it.
Mr. Mayor, I'd appreciate it if you'd call another meeting for tonight. Have a little talk with Mr. Kelly.
That won't do any good. You know that. Kelly is on our side. I know.
Ace is a loser. Three is a winner.
Mr. Kelly, I'd like a few words with you.
Oh, what happened to you?
Oh, I caught a little thumb in the eye.
Big T. I'm sorry to hear it, but that's the only word you'll get from me. We ain't friends.
Oh, wait a minute. This is business. Both mine and yours.
I helped you once, never again. Ain't I made it clear enough? I'm asking you to keep away from me.
You know, there must be 2 Jim Kellys.
Then this one's in his right mind.
I kind of like the first Jim Kelly. It's the one that helped me put a stop to that big T outfit from tearing this town apart about a week ago.
Then you like mush-headed idiots. Now you're talking to the real Jim Kelly. I run a saloon and a gambling hall.
Well, that's legal business, Mr. Kelly.
And I sell liquor to the big T outfit. I didn't mean to set him up for a killing.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bassett and Tillman shot in line of duty. It was self-defense.
Stop trying to argue with me. You got a slick poison tongue, Earp. You and your 2 Kellys. Well, I'm sick of looking at you, and I ain't gonna talk to you. And by George, if you don't get out of here...
Mr. Kelly.
Well, my duty's to defend myself. Settle the chips and close up. Gotta change this place into a fort like the Alamo. Sparky, get out the guns. Reb, put up the bars. Start piling tables in front of the doors and windows. All right, there's going to be trouble here. Anybody who's got a shooting beef against the big T can stay and help themselves. The rest of you, clear out.
Oh, now, think about it, Mr. Kelly. You can't stand off that many men. Marshal, this don't make sense. You'll get us all shot and the place burned on top of us. Can't you do something?
I can try. Sure you got your facts straight?
Yes. You can leave for the back door.
You know, this is no place to make a fight, Mr. Kelly.
Whose fight is it?
It's more mine than it is yours. Now you'd make a pretty good-looking deputy.
I'm defending myself, not helping you.
You sure you couldn't use a little help?
Not from you. I'll leave for the back door, I said. Get moving.
I sure did like that old Jim Kelly. Yes, sir. You know, he used to be a real tough sergeant in the cavalry, you know.
Just keep walking.
I kind of depended on him, too. Like all old Army men, I kind of knew his duty. Figured he'd back me in the council and put an end to all this foolishness.
I'll take what's coming.
You want to fight it out with that gang of spoiled, rotten hoodlums all by yourself, huh?
The door is open.
I'll ask you just one more question. I'll ask it of the Jim Kelly that you claim to be right now. Now, what's the sense in turning your back on the law and trying alone to shoot out a hoodlum grudge?
Because I am a hoodlum. Because this is a hoodlum town. And that's the way Dodge is going to stay. The likes of you won't change it.
Well, I'm going to sure try to change it. Well, good luck to you against the Big T outfit, Mr. Councilman.
2 Jim Kellys. That young smart aleck. Hey! Who put buckshot in my gun? I want slugs! Buffalo slugs!
Howdy, Mr. Mayor.
Haven't you heard the news? The Big T outfit is coming into town to shoot up Kelly's place.
Oh, maybe.
What the stage driver saw him. 10 or 15 guns. About a half an hour out of town. Well, aren't you going to do something?
No, sir.
What?
Oh, I don't think they're going to hurt Kelly much.
Why do you say that? The Big T outfit has every reason to crack down on Kelly.
Well, I think they kind of like Kelly. At least the hoodlum part of him. Anyway, they're not after him. They're after Bassett, Tillman, and me.
But Bill Tillman and Charlie Bassett aren't in town.
Yeah, I know. That leaves me.
I guess I don't know you very well, yet. But if a crowd of range stuffs was coming after me, I'd be swearing in special deputies and getting ready to blast them from every building on Front Street.
Well, I can't do that.
Why not?
Well, because of public opinion, Mr. Mayor. It's my most important weapon. If I'm going to do any good here in Dodge, I can't go around shooting people from ambush.
But you think you can afford to let Kelly get hurt and have his saloon wrecked?
Well, I think there's some kind of a trick.
Trick?
Yes, sir. Studying cowhands kept me alive in Ellsworth and Wichita. I don't think that Big T outfit's going to jump me in an open fight. Now, they've already lost their 3 best men. They haven't had time yet to hire any real fast guns.
But they'll jump Kelly.
Maybe. But I don't aim to let anything too bad happen.
You're going to try and save his life? Why?
Well, because he's got the deciding vote in the council. I want his vote for those ordinances.
That's a mighty cold-blooded way to look at it.
Well, I'm in a mighty cold-blooded business. Say, did it ever occur to you that there are 2 Jim Kellys? Sir, one would sell me out, a flash of Irish temper, and the other'd weep and plant shamrocks in my grave. Pretty soon we're going to find out which Kelly comes out on top. It's going to be a pretty close fight.
I, Jim Kelly, hereby bequeath. Hey, Deacon, come here. How's this fella Earp spell his name?
Well, Wyatt would be W-I-A-T, and I guess Earp is U-R-P. Why, boss?
Never mind. Get back on guard. To Father Chevron, $5,000. Hoping he will pray once a week for Wyatt Earp.
Hey, Mr. Kelly. 2 Big T cowmen, but they're on foot.
Comb and daggers. I wonder why they ain't riding with the rest of them.
Maybe they got fired.
Oh, they didn't. They're keeping an eye on me. And where's my good friend Wyatt Earp?
He offered to help.
Shut up! They'll get me and let him run out. I'll have no prayers for Wyatt Earp. Something's wrong. When the Big T comes after you, they don't stall around. They come galloping down the street. They come shooting.
Maybe they're scared of Earp.
Ah, 1 marshal and 3 deputies. Might be scared if Tillman and Bassett was here. They're out in the country chasing stage robbers.
Drop your guns. Keep the rest of them covered. Take him in the back room.
You... All right, what's the idea? You guys...
We're giving you your last chance.
You can't bust in on me, put guns on me, slap me around.
Keep your temper. We want Wyatt Earp.
Go over to the jail, then.
Oh, no. We're going to get him here, and you're going to help us.
You mean bushwhack Earp?
If that's what it has to be.
Oh, no. I hate his insides, but...
Listen. You want a couple of slugs in your stomach?
No.
You want this place on fire and half the town with it? All right. And the first thing you do is open for business just like nothing ever happened.
What is going to happen?
I'll tell you all about it, Kelly. Now get it open.
Wyatt, there are 8 T-brand horses at Gruber's livery stable.
Where'd the men go?
Gruber thinks they went to get something to drink.
It's a false alarm, I reckon. Well, that could be a few of them over there. You and Pete wait a couple of minutes and then go tell them to get out of town.
Shall we pass the word to Mr. Kelly?
And let him sweat.
Hey, Dick. Dick! Let Sparky sit in for you. Come here. Take it, Sparky. I ain't going through with it.
Huh?
I don't hate Earp that much.
Oh, now, think about this. You can't double-cross the big T.
Well, it's murder they plan. You want murder on your soul?
I ain't got a soul.
All men got souls. Now, don't you never say that again.
All right, all right.
I should let him do it to Earp. If he stays in Dodge, he'll be hounding me. He'll be worse than Father Shevlin.
Now you talk like the real Jim Kelly.
Now, don't you start that. Some things even a hoodlum won't do. You go tell Earp the whole rotten scheme.
That's final?
Right.
All right. But the big T cowhands will know you tipped him.
Not if Earp plays it smart. And I know Earp. He'll play it real smart.
He'd better. He could get us both killed.
Oh, warn him about that. Well, there ain't much time. Find a way to get over to Earp's where they won't see you.
And Pete's gonna pretend to be dead in the alley here. The rest of the big T boys will be hiding in the back of Lukey's store at the windows here. They figure you'll come busting into the alley to examine Pete. When you do that, they'll give it to you.
I see.
Now, I think, Mr. Kelly thinks, that you should sneak into the back of the store and take them from behind. But you and your deputies got to get them all, Mr. Earp. Otherwise, they'll be after me and Kelly.
Well, thank you, Deacon. We'll try and handle it.
There won't be no slip-up.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, thanks.
So long, Deacon. And thank Mr. Kelly for me.
Marshal, this man just been shot dead in the alley.
Good evening, Mr. Kelly. Thanks for the information.
What are you doing here?
I was on my way to the alley.
No, they're laying for you. Now, Deacon said you promised to take them from behind.
Kill him, huh?
They aim to kill you.
Maybe.
No, maybe. They'll do it. Now, get out of here, by the front door.
If I do that, Mr. Kelly, why, they'll suspect you of tipping me off.
I thought you'd act sensible. You scared of a little killing?
Yep.
No. I get it. Maybe you want me and Deacon killed.
Look, I don't want anybody killed. Now, will you just get out of my way?
With one eye? You daft. You go out there and you'll be a corpse in 10 seconds.
Which Mr. Kelly are you tonight?
No, don't start that. Get out of here. By the front door. Maybe I can convince him you lost your nerve or somebody else talked.
Look, Mr. Kelly, I can't take those men from behind. Sure, I can trust myself, but I can't ask my deputies not to shoot to kill.
All right, then run.
There's been too much running by peace officers in Dodge City already.
You can't fight. The odds are too heavy.
Just stand back.
They've run. Let's get them. Keep us covered.
All right. I'll get out there and tell them to quit.
Don't shoot it. It's me, Pete. We give up.
Drop it. I wish you'd let me shoot him.
You go on back in there. Go on.
Come on out of there.
You tell your boss not to bring any more cattle into Dodge. The big T outfit isn't welcome here. Afternoon tomorrow, I'm going to shoot any on sight. You understand? All right, now pick up these two and take them to Doc McCarty's office.
Go on, move. And you know what? I'm a ruined man. Ruined. You told the big T they can't come into Dodge. Do you know what that means? They got a drive payoff of $30,000, and I used to get a third of it.
So you lose $10,000.
But that ain't the main thing. You cornered me. You shoved me over to your side. I'll be known as Trader Kelly, the man who turned against his customers to help the law.
That's right.
None of the big cattle outfits will come into my place. I might just as well close up and prepare to leave this world.
Well, now you're exaggerating a bit.
Well, the big T knows I double-crossed them and pulled a gun on their boys. You think they'll let me get away with that?
Why, sure.
They will not. I'll be gunned on the streets.
Well, I don't think so.
You got the sheer gall to deny that. Why?
Well, I'll tell you, because you'll be known as a great personal friend of mine.
Friend, is it? Never.
They gun you, I'll gun them. Why, Texas won't be big enough to hold them.
I suppose you'd even follow them into Mexico.
Why, sure, if need be.
This is a trick. You're working on my Irish heart. Friend, you don't even like me.
Well, sure I like you. That Jim Kelly I saw tonight was a brave man.
I'll turn on you. I'll stab you in the back.
That might be. The old Jim Kelly might come back again.
Don't bet against it. Well, I had my say fair and square. But don't ask me to shake hands, because I won't. We can't never be friends, and that's the honest truth.
Well, if you say so, Mr. Kelly.
And one more thing, and you get it straight. Don't you dog me and hound me. I won't have any sanctimonious John Law trailing after me for help.
Of course not. Before you go, Mr. Kelly, how are you going to vote on those new ordinances? You know, you're the only holdout.
And I always will be. Give me a piece of chalk.
Right there in the tray.
I vote yes. James Kelly.
I vote yes. James Kelly. Gives me a majority of one vote. Well, thank you, Mr. Kelly. And good night to you.
He cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp,
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
They're getting too close.
No shooting yet. Can you see Dull Knife?
Yes, by Big Rock. We're not going to surrender.
I want to make peace talk to Dull Knife.
Peace talk with a bunch of Cheyenne on the warpath?
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
Are you Marshal Earp?
That's right.
Well, you better get your people ready for a fight. Dull Knife is headed this way with lots of Cheyenne and war paint.
Where'd you see him?
About 30 miles down the trace from the Indian nations. I changed horses and rode them, but they'll be here in 2 hours. Let's get yourself time to get organized.
Now, take it easy.
But,
Look, just take it easy. Yelling Indian and causing the panic isn't going to help us. Mr. Masterson, you take our friend here over to the Long Branch and buy him some cold beer. You go along with Mr. Masterson, and I thank you for your warning.
Why? Shouldn't we get set for him?
It'll be a couple hours before sundown. Cheyenne are too smart to raid a town when it's dark. Anyway, I have a hunch my Indian scouts should be in to tell me about it. You any idea why Dull Knife is sore at this town?
Well, a Crow Indian friend of mine said the Cheyenne were headed here. Well, that's all I know, mister.
Buy him all the beer he can drink. Keep asking him not to talk.
Why? Payday isn't until Saturday.
All right. Here. That's enough for supper, too.
Thanks, Wyatt.
Yes, sir.
I didn't signal for the artillery. Take it back in the rack, Harry.
Mr. Brother, Mr. Cousins.
Me.
Oh.
Now, my friends, what is all this about Dull Knife?
Who? 2 white men kill men who fights. Then they treat Shaidive, his wife, as Apaches do. She tell us, then she kill herself for shame.
That is very ugly. Did the wife name the men before she died?
No, Mr. Earp. Only that men who fights told her they belong in Dutch City.
Sikapi took him on Souk, Marshal Earp, Souk.
Shaidive, good wife. She fight and scratch white men on face.
Oh.
After it happened, she take knife so. When Dull Knife hear this, very angry.
Well, I don't blame him. But I think Dull Knife and his men were very foolish to have jumped the reservation. They'd even be more foolish to make a raid on Dodge. It's too big a town, too many guns.
Dull Knife never count guns, Mr. Earp.
Men with scratches on their face shouldn't be too hard to find. You know anything else about him?
Oh. Napikon. Scout. Newt Long Knife. Edwi.
Men who fights was scout for soldiers, like us. Mr. Brother thinks white men scout when in army with Dull Knife.
Well, that'll help us. Are you friendly with Dull Knife?
Yes, but in warpath he's friend to no man.
But you will go to him and make talk, huh?
What talk?
I want you to explain to Dull Knife that we have law here. I will catch the 2 white men that murdered his people, and the law will hang them.
Hang white man for killing Indian? You joke, Mr. Earp.
No, I'm not joking. Murder is murder. I give you my word, they'll be caught and hanged. You tell Dull Knife that. Ask him to wait for a message from me.
Wait how long?
I'll tell him one day.
Who? Good. We talk with Dull Knife.
Thank you, my friends. I am ashamed that our white brothers do this, but they will hang for it.
You always tell truth, Mr. Erb.
Dull Knife, Nupi, Ho, Suk.
We do not promise Dull Knife will listen, but we talk and say what you are saying.
Tahome.
Tehome.
Nehe.
Oh, it's not too bad. Pretty good. Just it.
Marshal, we're supposed to see you.
What for?
Never mind. Come on, you're not under arrest. You're
No,
supposed to see it.
Look, Bat, I haven't got no gun. I didn't do anything. You know that.
Hold it. You fellas will have to come down to the jail. Let's go.
All right, take off your hats. Let me see your forearms. Knife cut, you can go. Roll up your sleeves. How'd you get those marks?
A horse shied from a rattlesnake. I went in some brush.
You can go. I'm holding you. Stand over there. Rest of you men, roll up your sleeves.
Who says so?
I said roll up your sleeves. You stand over there, too. Fingernail scratches. You stand over there. Bare your arms all the way. Two of you can go. Well, Mr. Jameson. Looks like a woman scratched you.
Yes, sir. My wife, she's...
Last time it was a black guy, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Better luck next time.
Yes, sir.
All right, two of you murdered an Indian. His wife, she... You want to talk about it? What are their names?
Stevens, Miller, and Dort.
All this whoop to do about an Indian? We done it, we should get a reward.
Is that how you feel about it, Mr. Dort?
You're just picking on me because they kicked me out of the Army.
Oh, you were a soldier, too, huh? Well, how come you haven't got any cross sabers?
I don't like tattooing. Woman scratched me, sure. You prove it was an Indian. I wasn't nowhere near Buffalo Creek.
This time, Earp's really put his foot in it. Arresting men just because some Indian in a squall got killed. Who's gonna back him on a stupid play like this?
Nobody.
Right now, General Custer's on his way to get Sitting Bull. Our own soldiers risking their lives while Earp goes over to the side of these red savages.
Trouble, Wyatt. Looks like they have friends.
Well, that's a big mystery. All right, you lock them up. I'll have a talk with their friends.
All right, let's go. Inside.
Earp, we've come for a showdown. We're at war with the Indians. Are you on their side?
No, Mr. Albright.
Well, then turn Miller, Dort, and Stevens loose. And do it right now.
I arrested those men on suspicion of murder. Not just murder alone.
Ah, she was only a squaw.
That's enough.
Oh, it is it?
Look, Mr. Albright, I had a run-in with you once before. All I did was slap your face when you hired Clay Allison to gun me. Then you forged my name when you tried to buy Jim Kelly's saloon, remember?
Now, you can't prove it.
But I can prove you're wearing a gun and leading the mob now. You men sure picked a fine leader. He's as yellow as they come.
You gonna take that, Pete?
He wouldn't draw on a 10-year-old kid with a pop gun.
All right, the rest of you drop him. Go on, drop him.
You pick him up inside later. pick him up and take him to Doc McCarty's. Go on, move! Pick up the guns.
There were some men with hefty influence in that crowd.
Yeah, we'll let them use their pull. I don't want any men coming up to this jail with guns. Next time they try that, a lot of them are going to go home with buckshot in their legs.
You and I have scouted with Indians. We know them. But you can't expect a lot of scared greenhorns to understand what we're trying to do.
Why not? They can understand common ordinary justice, can't they?
Not for Indians, Wyatt.
Look, I don't care who it's for. The law says you can't murder them. I stand on that.
Everybody does when they're not too scared to think. With all this talk of Dull Knife raiding us and the Sioux on the warpath against Custer. Howdy, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Kenton.
Evening, Bat.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Circuit Attorney.
Wyatt, we came to ask...
Don't weaken now, George. We came to tell you that this nonsense has gone on long enough. It's time for plain talk.
I'm sorry, Wyatt, but public opinion is against you.
Not only that, but you don't have evidence enough for me to prosecute anyone for killing Indians. No corpus delicti, no witnesses. In fact, not even jurisdiction.
I'm working on that, Mr. Kenton.
Not in this town.
Even if you had a case, we couldn't get a jury. We all have to be practical, Wyatt.
You almost fractured Pete Albright's skull. He can sue the city.
Yeah, he deserved what he got. But that doesn't help matters. I'm asking you as your friend to turn those 3 men loose.
Then you and Mr. Kenton will have to make that an order.
Very well. As circuit attorney, order their release. At once.
All right, release the prisoners.
Yes, sir.
2 of those men are murderers and worse.
Now, Wyatt...
I obeyed the order because as city marshal, I have no other choice. But I'm also a United States deputy marshal. And the murder of an Indian happens to be a federal crime.
You show that evidence to a federal judge and see what happens.
That's just what I aim to do, Mr. Kenton. I gave my word that I'd try and break this case. When it's prosecuted, I'm not going to have a peewit like you standing in my way. Happy election returns, gentlemen.
You heard what he said. Why don't you fire him?
He's the best marshal Dodge City ever had. You know, if that boy could learn to think like a politician, he'd be governor someday.
Sure the 3 of them went in there?
Not 5 minutes ago. All of them toting guns.
Stand back. Dort. What happened?
I was pals with Miller and Stevens in the Army. So I kept my mouth shut. But I know they done it. They picked a fight with me and...
They must have gone out the side door. You don't have to go with me.
Quit wasting time. Come on.
Take him on over to the coroner's office.
We could not find Dull Knife.
Maybe he circled around.
We catch 2 men. Come look.
Were they riding out of Dodge?
Yes. 1 horse break leg and gopher hole. When they stop, we put guns on them. Come look.
We sure will, Mr. Cook. Well, Miller and Stevens. Good morning, gentlemen. You didn't kill Dort fast enough. He told us you murdered the Indian.
That's a lie.
Oh,
no.
Oh.
They must be tried according to law. Untie him.
I do not understand. They kill men who fights and shy of.
My friend, I promised you they would be punished according to law. There's a federal judge at the fort. We'll take him there.
You got no proof.
Mr. Masterson, give me a pad and pencil. We murdered man who fights and are responsible
For the death of Shy Dove.
You think we're stupid enough to sign that?
Dullknife and his men can't be too far away. You want me to turn you over to them?
He's bluffing. He wouldn't do it.
Dullknife would skin him alive, piece by piece.
No, that's Apache stuff. The Cheyenne mutilate a bad man, and they roast him over a slow fire. How long does a man suffer?
Sun up, sundown. I see many bad Indians live longer.
You still don't want to sign it, huh?
No.
All right. You take him to Dullknife. Tell him for me these are the men he wants.
No, we'll sign. But you got to promise you'll take us to the fort.
I give my word. We'll tie him double on the good horse. I want you and Mr. Brother to come with us. You were scouts in the Army. It'll help us to have a witness to the confession.
Look, Wyatt. Cheyenne.
Don't move.
Dullknife and his men, all around us.
We could stand them off if there ain't too many.
No. Hold this.
You aim to surrender?
You promised that...
I want to talk to Dullknife. Does he speak English?
More better than me.
Good. Come along and introduce us. You keep an eye on them.
They won't move. They got no place to go.
Where did Dullknife learn English?
Mission school. He go as little boy.
Be a convert?
No, all Cheyenne. Dehomé. I am cousin to many battles. This is Mr. Earp, Law Marshal of Dodge City.
Good morning.
Good morning. I have the men who killed your people.
Man who fights, Shy Dove.
The law will punish these murderers.
White men's law will punish white men.
Yes. I will take them to the fort.
No. Give them to me.
Great Chief Dullknife, ruler of the Cheyenne. Mr. Brother, Mr. Cousin, can tell you that I have always kept my word to them. I will keep my word to you, O Great Chief. The men who committed this crime will be tried by a federal judge. And if found guilty, they will be hanged according to law.
I have traveled many miles to punish these men. I do not trust white men's court.
Some white men don't respect our laws either. In a few cases, it hasn't deserved respect. But there are hundreds of men trying to make our laws honest. It would be foolish for me to lie about it. We've had two kinds of law. One for white men and another for Indians. I'm asking you for a chance to prove that the murder of an Indian will be punished the same as the murder of a white man.
You expect me to believe this talk?
Yes, for your own good.
How is that?
You have asked our great white chief in Washington to let your people leave Oklahoma Territory and go back to Wyoming, true? What will our chief in Washington think when he hears that you have left your reservation for personal vengeance and taken the law into your own hands?
I will ask you a question. The two men who killed Shy Dove and her husband must die. Will you leave hostages to guarantee it? One of the two must be the other white policeman. You make cheap talk.
I will ask my friends. If they consent, they will place themselves in your hands. If they don't, we will fight it out.
Good. Johnny.
My guess is that Dullknife's only got about 20 men. We stand a good chance of driving them off, especially if we can kill Dullknife in the first attack. That's about it.
What's the sense in killing Dullknife and maybe some of us getting it? Come on, Mr. Brother.
No, I go. He stay.
Masi copy. No need. Go.
No, Mr. Brother. I need Mr. Cousin as a witness. You go. You must make Dull Knife understand that a couple of his men must bring the bodies of Shy Dove and man who fights to the fort.
Dull Knife understand. He's big judge.
Well, what am I going to say to Dull Knife if the white man judge turns them loose?
He won't. But I'm still willing to stay here and fight it out.
No, what would that prove? I risk getting killed in a gunfight with a no-account girl. This will prove something. Be seeing you, Marshal.
Don't I know you?
Oh, Judge Norton. Me, Little Wolf.
That's right. You helped us in a gun smuggling case. These are bodies of man who fights and his wife?
Me, ho.
Things can't be going too well at the fort.
Masi copy.
Come here.
Uh-oh. Here I go again. Yes, sir?
Our dead were shown to the white men. They are being sent back to us for burial. Your judge and your friend Marshal Earp did nothing. The killers have not yet been hanged.
12 men. A jury have to decide. That takes a little time.
Too much time. We must move by dark tonight. We cannot take you and Mr. Brother with us.
There's nothing I can do.
No. It will be done for you. Honey.
You have been found guilty of murder in the first degree. You attempted to defend yourselves by saying the two young people you killed were Indians. Such a defense is an insult to this court and to the laws of this republic. Murder of any human being is punishable by death. Marshal Earp?
Yes, sir.
You will deliver these two men into the custody of the Provost Marshal. I'll send a written order for their immediate execution by hanging. Court's adjourned.
Come on.
John, come! I have conquered my evil temper. There has been too much killing by Indians and white men. My heart is sick. We are all children of Great White Spirit. We behave like grizzly bear and Apache. I have been thinking of your friend, Marshal Earp. I do not believe he lied to me. I think he has done his best for justice. I am sure there must be many white men with good hearts like his. Therefore, I am setting you free. Go. Silence!
Thank you.
You tie not to its gun. Teho me.
Great Chief, these are the bodies of the two men. They were hanged according to law.
Look. The copy.
Great Chief, we are taking them to Dodge for burial. Any objection?
No. It is justice. Stay home, man.
Stay home, man. You have understanding.
Well, little man, what do you say now?
2 men, hanged for the murder of man who fights in Cheyenne. Will it change anything?
Someday. Maybe 100 years from now.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
You're under arrest, Mr. Craig.
I tried to be on your side, Mr. Earp, but you wouldn't let me. Now I'm against you, and you ain't gonna take me.
Yes, I am, boy.
All right, then. We might as well find out right now how good I really am.
Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien. Before Wyatt Earp had been Marshal of Dodge City for very long, his fame had spread throughout the West. But fame, as Wyatt found out, is a coin with two sides. It is both a reward and a punishment. It brings trouble and carries responsibility. It was Wyatt Earp's fame that brought the boy Jimmy Craig to Dodge City.
Hey, Gabe, will you look at that? Hey, son, where's this gun taking you?
Like to break his leg, mightn't it?
Hey, Ed, here's a gunslinger for you.
Something on your mind, mister?
I was just wondering, son, what man it is that you're planning to use that thing on.
Your old man know you got his gun, Sonny?
You trying to pick a fight with me, mister?
No, son, I'm a peaceable man.
You know who this is, son? That's Ed Beatty. But not even grown men pick fights with him.
I don't care who he is. He can't make fun of me.
Sonny, I think that gun's gone to your head. You better take it back where you found it.
This is my gun, and I can use it.
Yeah, I bet. Even get it out of the holster without shooting yourself, probably.
You want to try me?
I'd like to oblige you, son, but you see, I'm not wearing guns. There's law in this town. You got to check 'em. I'm a law-abiding man.
You can get 'em. I'll meet you any place you say.
You take my advice, boy. You get rid of that cannon before you get yourself hurt. I'll take that. Glad you arrived, Marshal. He's a real dangerous character.
You didn't have to laugh at him, Beatty.
Why not? It's kind of funny.
All right, go on about your business.
All of you, don't be too hard on him, Wyatt. He probably ain't killed more than a few. He ain't hardly had time.
Wyatt? Are you Wyatt Earp?
That's right.
Gee, I'm pleased to meet you, Mr. Earp. I come all the way from Wichita to see you, riding on that old mule.
You did, huh?
Yes, sir. My name's Jim Craig.
Well, I'm mighty glad to know you, Mr. Craig. Now, what do you want to talk to me about?
Well, it's business. Can we go to your office?
All right. Come in.
what's on your mind? Besides arguing with a gunfighter.
That fella a gunfighter, too?
Two. Aren't you a little young to be a gunfighter?
What's age got to do with it? It's how good can you use a gun?
You can use this pretty good, huh?
Yes, sir. I've been practicing a whole year at home.
Where's home?
Well, like I said, Wichita. A farm right outside of town. I set up targets out behind the barn. Moved back a few feet every week.
You ever tried this on a man?
No, sir. Just targets and rabbits. But I'm not worried, Mr. Earp. I'm good. Plenty fast. Don't see how anybody could be much faster.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Craig, being fast is one thing, but you got to also hit what you're aiming at. I just got one little question I'd like to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Why? Well, I want to be a lawman. Like you. Just like you. I heard all about you. That's why I saved up and got the gun and started practicing. Now I'm good enough, so I come here.
Well, it's one thing being able to defend oneself if you have to. But deciding deliberately to become a gunfighter, even on the right side of the law.
You did it.
Not deliberately. Not at your age.
Mr. Earp, my mind's made up. I come here to Wichita to be one of your deputies.
Mr. Craig, I'm not a hero. I'm only doing a job that somebody has to do. It's not easy. As a matter of fact, it's kind of dangerous.
You seem to keep living.
Well, I've been lucky. But it's not a living for a boy. Now, you go on back home and grow up. You'll think better of it in a year or two.
You can't talk me out of this.
Look, this isn't a plaything. Now, the first time you pull this trigger against a real man, you're starting something that's never ended. Not until one of them ends it for you. It can end mighty fast for an inexperienced boy. You better try staying alive a little longer.
I'm asking, Mr. Earp, do I get the job?
No. I need men, not boys.
You want me to prove I can use a gun? You want to come outside?
You threatening me, Mr. Craig?
No. But I'm going to show you.
You fire that gun in Dodge City, boy, and you're going to go to jail.
Then we'll go outside of town.
I wouldn't hire you if you were the fastest gun I'd ever seen.
I heard you was a fair man. I come all the way from Wichita to show you.
All right, maybe I owe you that much. But I'm telling you right now, Mr. Craig, it's not going to change my mind. I'll pick up your shells.
Last night. Couldn't afford the price of a hotel room.
All right, you stand over there. All right, now.
Now. Pretty good.
I just wanted to point out, Mr. Craig, that the single most important thing in a gunfight is not how well you shoot, but how well you face the other man's bullet.
I'll show you I can do that, too.
No, you're going on home.
You don't think I'm good enough?
Oh, I think you're too good. Shooting like that's only going to get you in trouble.
I ain't afraid of trouble.
No, you're too ready for it. Trouble will come easy.
I'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, you might get away with it a few times, get yourself a reputation. Then all the fast guns will gather like flies around honey. Sooner or later, you'll come up against one you can't beat. You take my advice, Mr. Craig, and go on home.
I had enough of that kind of advice from my pa.
Who's your pa?
His name's Hanford Craig.
If he gave you good advice, boy, you better take it.
No. I left there for good. I come here to show you, and I will.
All right, I don't care what you do as long as you don't do it in Dodge City, you understand? You stay out of Dodge with that gun.
Wyatt, looks like trouble. What trouble? That kid's back in town.
With his gun?
Big as life, and he's asking for Beatty.
I told him I didn't think $30 was enough for a job like that. Said I might take a chance for about 50. Well, Sonny, I thought the marshal took that hardware away from you.
You do a lot of talking, mister. Now you want to prove up?
You can see I'm still not wearing any guns.
Well, like I said before, go get 'em. I'll wait.
Look, boy, I got nothing against you. I like you. You got spunk. I'm sorry if you took my riding too hard, but let's forget all about it, and then we'll eat dinner, huh?
Are you gonna get them guns?
Look, I don't fight kids. Go home to your papa before you get yourself killed.
You afraid to try yourself against a kid?
Why, you sniveling little...
I told you to stay out of Dodge with that gun. Now you're under arrest.
No!
Marshal, you better keep him out of my way from now on.
You just see that you don't come looking for him.
You're gonna be sorry for this.
You're not very smart, are you, Mr. Craig? You want to be a gunfighter, huh? Well, you know how to use a gun, but you don't know when to use it. Now, this morning you started to draw against a man that wasn't even armed. Tonight you tried to draw against me after I had my gun out and already in my hand. You're not going to live very long that way, Mr. Craig.
I don't need no more of your advice, Marshal.
Wow. I guess I just don't know how to handle kids.
You got to admire him, though, Wyatt. He's got spirit.
Now, it's one thing to buffalo an adult. You figure he knows what he's doing, that he had it coming, but a kid.
Yeah, it is a problem.
Well, I guess I need some help. I'm going to go send a telegram to Wichita. Maybe his father can handle it.
Mr. Craig?
I'm Marshal Earp.
Where's my boy? What have you done with him?
He's all right. Safe inside.
You've got no right to put my boy in jail.
He threatened to kill a man, Mr. Craig.
Don't matter. He must have had good reason for whatever he done.
Let's go inside.
Now, where is he? Let him out of there. Right now.
In a minute. But first, don't you want to hear what happened?
I'll hear it from him. I don't need to take your word.
All right, Hal. Mr. Craig, how old is Jimmy?
18. Nigh it, anyways.
You think he's old enough to be wearing a gun?
Why not? I did.
Maybe you had to in those days.
It's no different today. A boy's got to grow up fast out here.
Doesn't have to grow up to be a gunfighter.
The boy can take care of himself.
You really believe that?
I know it.
He told me you advised him against coming here.
Whatever's between him and me is no business of yours.
Well, it's business of mine if he's gunfighting in Dodge City.
Hello, boy.
Hello, Paul.
You all right?
Sure.
What happened to your head?
He buffaloed me.
You hit a boy?
If I hadn't, one of us might have been dead.
You got all the answers, ain't you?
No. The one of them I haven't got. What do you do with a boy like that, Mr. Craig?
He's a good boy.
He could be if he lives long enough.
You needn't trouble yourself about him, Marshal.
All right, I won't. But you get him out of here, out of Dodge City. You take him on back to Wichita and you keep him there.
You got my gun, Marshal.
Mr. Craig, if you got any sense at all, you'll keep this gun from him until he gets old enough not to pick a fight with everybody he meets.
Come on, Paul. And I thought you was a great man.
Come on, boy. Get on.
I ain't going with you, Paul. At least not yet.
Now, look here, boy. I wasn't going to let on to him in there, but I already told you how I feel about it.
Yeah, we've been all over that. And I ain't changed my mind.
Now, Jamie, I was willing to give you a chance. I figured if you was man enough to want to try, you was man enough to do like you said. But it ain't worked out.
It will. I changed my plans some.
No. That man in there might be right. You might be biting off a chaw too big for you. Now, you better come along home for a time.
I said no. At least not till I tend to something.
What?
Well, you always said, don't allow nobody to insult us Craigs. Well, somebody did. And I got to tend to it.
Now, listen here, Jamie. Maybe you better forget it. Come along home.
No. Now, you go on. Maybe I'll catch up with you later.
Jamie, come back.
Oh, he was a young and he was headstrong, and he was out against the world all alone. And like a young He rushed in headlong and tried to be a man before he was grown. No telling what he'd do, never was a young'un so very contrary. Whatever he would do, trouble always gathered all around him and found him. He was a young'un and he was headstrong, and it was him against the world all alone.
Now you gonna get them guns?
Yeah. Up the street. Be in front of the Long Branch Saloon in 5 minutes.
Jamie, you can't do...
You stay out of this, Paul.
Jamie, you can't do this. That man will kill you.
I don't think so, Paul. Anyway, I got to now.
There's something going on up there.
Yeah, Craig's Williams still out there. Marshal, you better come.
Where?
The man said in front of the Long Branch Saloon. He's gone for his guns.
Beatty. Yeah.
Marshal, Beatty's almost a professional gunfighter.
What do you think I've been trying to tell you and your boy? Come on, Hal.
No, it's Beatty. He's dead.
Never seen anything like it, Wyatt. Kid's as fast as greased lightning.
Yes, sir. He got Ed Beatty good. In a fair draw, too.
Where is he?
I don't know, Marshal.
He just put up his gun and walked away as cool as you please.
Well, Mr. Craig?
He said he could, and he did.
Do you realize what's happened now that he's killed a man?
You're meaning I'm to blame?
Maybe I do.
Al?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to arrest him, Mr. Craig.
No. It was a fair fight. They said so.
Even so, you'll have to stand trial.
Don't you touch my boy. He'll kill you. You won't be took.
You'll more than likely have to kill him, Wyatt. He's pretty good. Don't take any chances.
If you hurt my boy, Earp, I'll kill you.
If I don't, somebody else sure will after this.
Who's there?
Just stay right there.
I guess maybe you'll believe me now.
You're under arrest, Mr. Craig.
What do you mean? It was a fair fight.
You have to stand trial anyway. The jury will decide.
You can't arrest me. We ain't Dodge now.
Just come along peacefully. Drop your gun.
No. I tried to be on your side, Mr. Earp, but you wouldn't let me. Now I'm against you. And you ain't gonna take me.
Yes, I am, boy.
All right, then. We might as well find out right now how good I really am.
get you to a dock. I'm sorry, boy.
Doc?
Shattered the bone above the wrist. He'll pull through fine, but that wrist is going to be stiff.
Too stiff for farm work?
For farm work, no. For gunplay, yes.
Well, you got your way, Marshal.
Yeah, and you're still living, boy.
Marshal.
You said something about killing me, Mr. Craig.
No. I was wrong. I guess maybe I even ought to thank you. But I can't.
I know.
Cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The quarrel between Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, which all Wyatt's friends had long predicted, began as a rough and ready frontier joke. Dodge City in 1878 had growing pains and it wanted to tax the residents of Pinkytown, a hamlet of shacks and shanties beyond the city limits. Pinkytown resisted, and Doc Holliday, noted for his cantankerous humor, joined the Pinkytown citizens in their rebellion. This brought Doc into conflict with Marshal Earp. It seemed inevitable that the two fastest guns on the western prairie must meet in a showdown with 45s.
Come on, bring him out. Bring him out. Go pot up some tar, boys. We'll teach them to try tax collecting here.
But it's my job, Miss Pinky. They elected me tax collector.
Shut up. Tie him to that post. Hey, get a move on with that tar, will you?
I'm a city official. It's against the law to do what do.
Yes, tax collecting, are you? This is Pinkytown, and we don't pay no taxes to Dodge City or any place else. And I aim to teach you tax collecting ain't healthy.
We'll have to use axle grease. It works just as good.
All right, smear him real
I'm
thick.
warning you, Miss Pinky. You'll all go to jail for this.
Give me that shingle. I'll smear him.
Marshal Earp!
Axle grease is for wagons, Miss Pinky.
Untie him.
Thank goodness you got here, Marshal.
I have a good mind to smear you,
No.
Sonny.
You'll throw us all in jail.
Now just calm down, Miss Pinky. He's here on official business.
I was ordered by Mayor Kelly and the council to serve you people with tax bills.
Just you try it.
Take it easy, Mr. Searles. Maybe these people don't understand our new tax ordinances.
We sure don't.
Well, let you and I go inside, Miss Pinky, and I'll try to explain them to you.
This should be real funny, huh, boys? Stay here and watch this fella.
So you see, Miss Pinky, we need taxes for new schools, police, fire protection. Dodge is a big town now. You just can't go around passing the hat anymore. That's why Mayor Kelly and the city council, they've passed a city ordinance to set up a legal tax rate. And that means that you...
No taxes here, that's what it means.
Well, ma'am, you're going to have to pay some taxes depending on your assessed valuation.
Nope. Doc Holliday told us not to pay 1 dime.
Doc Holliday?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, how did he get mixed up in this?
Doc owns half my faro game when it runs. I cut him in so as I'd have legal advice. It ain't no joke, young man. Doc says the law's on our side. Dog Kelly and that bunch of politicians from Dodge have run it over Pinkytown long enough, and this time we fight for our rights, and Doc is with us. Oh, don't ask me why the law is on our side. Doc knows the whys and wherefores. You ask him.
Well, I'll do just that, Miss Pinky. Oh, did Doc advise you to tar and feather Mr. Searles?
No, he didn't. Doc said to hang him.
Oh. Well, good day, ma'am.
Oh, I hope you told her what for, Marshal.
No, she told me.
But, Marshal...
It seems that Dr. Holliday is representing Pinkytown in this little dispute.
Doc Holliday? Oh.
Yeah. Knowing Doc as we both do, I suggest we find out about Pinkytown's legal position.
Oh, no, not me. I'm not going to ask him.
Well, I'll ask him, Mr. Searles. I think you better hit the saddle. That's all right. I'll be right behind you.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
You go on home, Mr. Searles. I want to talk to Doc.
Yes, Mr. Earp.
Howdy, Doc.
Shut up. I'm counting. No more credit to Larkin and Deming. House limit 5,000. That's all. Did they hang Lenny Searles?
Mm-mm. Miss Pinky was fixing to grease and feather him, but I kind of talked her out of it.
Well, I guess it was too much to hope for a tax collector to be hanged. Did Pinkytown pay up?
Nope.
Well, at least that's something. Wyatt, would you do me a favor? Act exhausted and sag down in that chair, will you? This is one of my rotten days, and your good health is disgusting. But it cheers me a little to inform you that Pinkytown has never been annexed by Dodge City.
What do you mean? I thought it was put in Ward 3 last year.
No, Wyatt. Read your book.
No, I take your word for it. In other words, Dodge can't legally collect taxes, huh?
That's a narrow view of the situation. Pinkytown doesn't belong to Dodge City, the state of Kansas, nor the United States of America.
You're joking.
Well, I must admit it gives me some amusement, but... Wyatt, let me show you this digest of the Indian Treaty. The Cheyennes, they reserved all the ground that's now known as Pinkytown because one of their chiefs is buried there.
That's what the survey says.
Doesn't it stir your imagination a little?
What's your angle?
I like Pinky Thomason. I don't like Jim Kelly or the council. There she stands, Pinkytown, free of taxes, independent of Dodge City, Kansas, and the United States of America.
Well, Mayor Kelly isn't going to like this.
I'd love to be there when you tell him.
Yeah, I'll bet you would. Look, promise me something, will you?
What?
I've got to try to get Pinkytown back into the Union and back into Dodge, so don't encourage Miss Pinky to make it any tougher than it already is, huh?
The situation is in your hands, Wyatt.
Thanks.
And I say this is all tomfoolery. Pinkytown not even a part of the United States. Indeed, now. Now, Marshal Earp, you take your deputies out there and arrest that woman.
For what?
Refusing to pay taxes, sedition, treason. Who do these shantytowners think they are? Well, they can't defy the mayor and the city council. We'll put the whole kit and caboodle of them in jail.
Look, the law's against us, Mr. Kelly. And our jail isn't that big.
I know who put Pinky Thomason up to this. Doc Holliday. He's the troublemaker. And I say...
Oh, wait a minute, Your Honor.
And I say this is open rebellion against the peace and dignity of the state.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Look, losing our temper isn't going to get us anywhere. Now, Pinkytown right now is a lost village. We should have annexed Pinkytown before we sent Collector Searles out there. As it is now, Miss Pinky can, well, she can say no taxation without representation, and according to law, she's got us. Now, look, unless we make a deal with Pinkytown, they can refuse to be annexed. Do you understand that?
Secession. Do you defending that?
No, sir.
A deal with Pinkytown. It's ridiculous.
Look, they're Americans, Mayor Kelly. You can't force them into...
Wyatt, there's a big gunfight starting down in Pinkytown.
Who's fighting?
The Circle Star outfit and the Pinkytowners. The deputies are waiting outside.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
What did I say?
Just a bunch of wraparounds.
Doc says he can't come. He promised Wyatt Earp to keep hands off.
Hands off, drat him. I might have known he'd side in with Earp. Go ahead, boys.
Hold your fire, Earp.
Pilot!
All right, now what's going on here?
Ask him. He started it.
I didn't either, Marshal. She wants to charge us 50 cents for every head of cattle we drive through Pinkytown.
Sure, we're raising our own taxes.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, you stay out here with your men. I'll settle this with our lady friend. Come on, let's go inside.
Now, stay out here. Go on.
All the cattle outfits, they've always driven through Pinkytown. They consider this settlement as part of Dodge.
Well, it ain't, and I guess Doc told you so.
Well, illegally, Miss Pinky, you don't belong anywhere.
Well, so we gotta raise some taxes on our own. Is that right, boys?
Right.
We need a school and a lot of other public improvements. And you know, legally, you ain't got no jurisdiction here. You're just the John Law from Dodge City.
That's right, Earp. Well, I've explained the facts to Mayor Kelly and the city council.
And what do they say?
Miss Pinky, why don't you buy all the boys a drink, huh?
Yeah, sure. Free drinks, Carl. Belly up, boys.
Okay, Pinky.
All right, I'm listening, Sonny.
Well, Miss Pinky, I always thought you considered yourself an American citizen.
Who said I ain't?
Dr. Holliday.
Oh, he's joking you. I was born in Missouri. I homesteaded Pinkytown before Dodge had grown from a buffalo wallah.
Well, look. Here's a treaty survey. Now, the Cheyenne have reserved this ground here as a burial place. You only have squatters' rights. Technically, Pinkytown isn't, well, it isn't American soil.
Well, I'll be.
Now, Pinkytown is named after you. Do you want it to be part of the United States or just a lost village in nowhere?
Doc didn't tell me about this.
Well, you know how Doc is. He's kind of got a grisly sense of humor.
Drat him. Making a joke of us. I'll never trust another man again as long as I live.
Miss Pinky, Doc is still on your side. It's just that he isn't going to lift a finger to help Pinkytown get into the United States.
Well, what's the deal?
Well, in the first place, I think you're going to have to...
All right, boys, tear it down. But you agree to pay $100 damage to my place.
$50. And wait a minute. I'll get the other 50 from the city treasurer.
Why am I trusting you?
Well, Miss Pinky, I'm not a jokester like Doc. I know how much you folks need a school of your own and other town improvements.
When do we join the USA?
Well, as soon as you get annexed by Dodge City, maybe tomorrow.
And will it still be Pinky Town?
Yes, ma'am, I'll insist on that.
Oh, yeah, but what if Doc Holliday don't agree to the deal?
Well, I'll tell you see, Doc is a friend of mine.
Oh, you better not count on that. I mean, if there's any hitch that gets Doc sore, he might go to shooting.
But we'll try not to get Doc sore.
I hope not. You'll be the first he'll gun.
Miss Pinky Thomason, the founder of Pinky Town, has agreed to the annexation of this neighboring village to Dodge City. Anyone opposed? The annexation is carried, and this new district will be known as Pinky Town Park in honor of its founder. Any more business to come before the mayor and the council? Chair recognizes Miss Pinky Thomason.
Your Honor, that young Marshal Earp promised us a new school all our own. Now, when do we get it?
The matter of the new school has been taken under advisement, Miss Pinky. You folks in Pinky Town Park will be informed about the school just as soon as possible.
Well, all right.
Now, there was one other item here that I had to bring up.
I don't care. If you didn't mean it, you shouldn't have said it.
Will you listen? Just listen.
No, I won't listen. I made a deal with the Pinky Towners, and that deal included a school.
Wyatt, we haven't got the money.
You got $3,500 in the school fund.
But that's for the new addition to our school.
Well, you won't need a new addition if you put a school up in Pinky Town.
Wyatt, I can't divert that money.
Look,
That
Mr.
money...
Kelly, do you want to riot?
Riot?
Who do you think you're fooling with? Miss Pinky is as violent a woman as they come, and Doc Holliday will back her all the way. Now, look, I made a deal. Those folks have joined Dodge City. They'll pay taxes, but they get a new school. Now, quit playing politics.
Politics, is it? And who authorized you to make any deal?
All right, then call the whole deal off. I'll try to explain it to Doc.
Well, what's he care? He just stirred up those people for a joke.
You don't understand, Doc. He pretends it's a joke. But he probably cares more about that school than anybody else does. He probably hopes his name will be on it, too.
John H. Holliday School? Never.
Good day, Mayor Kelly.
Well?
Taxes, but no school.
How'd that happen?
Well, they got $3,500 in the school fund, but Mr. Kelly's afraid to give it to Pinky Town.
More votes than Dodge, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Look, if you're sore, I can't say that I blame you.
No, but it puts me on a spot with Pinky Thomason.
Can't we stall her?
No, Wyatt. I'll have to raise some money. But I'm too tired right now.
Well, at least you accomplished something, Doc. Pinky Town is now called the Pinky Town Park District of Dodge City.
Pinky Town Park? What idiot thought that up?
I did.
All right, Wyatt. I suppose the good Lord will forgive you.
Look, I was trying to flatter Miss Pinky so she'd go along with the deal.
You flatter too many people, Wyatt.
You trying to pick a fight with me, or is this just your normal bad temper?
Well, now, I must say that's an interesting and intelligent question.
You're the one that got me into this deal, you know. I've been trying to keep peace between Pinky Town and Dodge.
Look, Wyatt, I might have started this fight, but nobody got killed.
No? But they could have. You know, it just occurs to me that you've made an enemy of just about every man in this town.
Except you?
Yeah. Well, I hope we can keep it that way.
Thank you very much.
Oh, come now, you can do better than that, my good man. Let's make it 1, 2, 3. All good things come in threes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Miss Pinky is making a collection for a school fund. You know, we're right between cattle drives, Doc. I'll have to ask Mr. Beeson if...
Thank you, son.
But Dr. Holliday...
You have a beautiful set of teeth. Paper money first, Miss Pinky. A few coins. Let me see your lowers. Wonderful. And I know you'd like to keep them. Tell Mr. Beeson we send our thanks. Miss Pinky, on to the elephant.
Doc Holliday and Pinky Thomason are shaking down all the joints.
Oh?
Mr. Chalk Beeson complained to me it's nothing but plain robbery.
Doc wearing a gun?
No, but he's sure pushing them.
It can't be robbery. It's just free will donations to a worthy cause.
What's it come to?
You shut up. Now I've lost count.
Mr. Lenny Searles is here.
Consternation, let him wait.
Oh, you need a drink. I'll count it. 382 here. What'd you have up to this?
1631.
About 2,000 in all. Can't put up much of a school with that.
You're as bad as my wife. Money and women.
Oh, it ain't that I'm ungrateful, Doc. Goodness knows.
Stop that. Let's keep goodness out of our conversation. Are you good?
Of course, only using the word as a figure of speech.
Well, don't. Reminds me of Wyatt Earp. Lenny. Come on in, Lenny. Lenny!
What's he doing here now?
Never mind. Lenny Searles, you know Pinky Thomason. Rest yourself.
I don't know why I came here.
If you hadn't have come, I would have gone and brought you here. Sit down.
What's the angle, Doc?
This is Mr. Searles, known as Lenny to his ever-loving clients, the city tax collector.
I know that, but
Look,
what's the...
Pinky, will you please shut up and go outside and
But
wait?
I
Now
want
get
to know...
out!
But, all right,
Outside!
Doc, all right.
I really shouldn't be here either, Dr. Holliday.
Sit down. Open your mouth wide. Wider. Lenny, you are the best set of natural teeth for a man your age I've ever seen.
Oh, thanks.
It's too bad I might have to yank them all. Extraction. I'm a dentist, you know.
Look, I don't want my teeth extracted. I never even had a toothache.
Well, that's fine. You collected $3,500 for a school edition.
Yes, sir.
Good. Where is it?
Where? Well, now, I don't see where that's any of your business.
Look, Lenny, I don't have much breath left, and I don't intend to waste any of it on you. Where's that money?
Mayor Kelly's safe.
Fine. You go and get it.
Look, I can't do that. It's public funds. It'd be stealing. Besides, I don't know the combination of the safe.
All right, open wide, real wide.
No. Look, I'll get the money.
And Lenny, you better hurry.
Yes, sir.
Bring it here and keep your mouth shut, and that way you'll stop yourself from wearing false teeth.
Yes.
Get out!
Well, that'll get the truth out of you. Now go on, open the door and get in there.
There's only one man in this town you could be this much afraid of, and that's Doc Holliday. Well, it was Doc, wasn't it?
I'm not saying.
Doc made him steal that money. Probably threatened to pull out all his teeth.
Well, I've been warning you against this fellow. For months, I've been warning you.
Doc's too smart to pull a trick like this. I guess he just couldn't raise enough in donations and felt he had to get that school for Miss Pinky.
Wyatt, you defending Holiday even now?
No. You could tell him I want to see him here.
Well, why don't you go arrest him?
Well, there's just a chance I might be wrong, you know. Anyway, I don't tangle with Doc until I'm sure. Just as fast with a gun as I am. Maybe faster.
Well...
Go on, get out of here.
Yes, Mr. Rabbit.
What's the charge, Deacon?
No charge. Lenny Searles took the school fund. Did he give it to you?
He did. $3,500.
I think you better put it on the desk.
Sorry, Wyatt. I got a better use for it.
Look, Doc, you're not thinking straight. Searles is afraid to talk, so why don't you just give the money back and nothing will be said or done.
Does Pinky Town get the school?
Now, you know I can't promise that.
It's too bad, Wyatt. I'm walking out that door. If you follow me, I'll gun you.
Doc.
Throw the money down. Or I guess you'll have to try and gun me.
Doc.
Thanks.
You're an idiot, Wyatt. Pinky and I were going to name that school after you.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
Aren't you satisfied? Your brother's in jail. Your gentleman friend is gunning for me.
Lance will kill you.
No, he won't. He's not that fast.
Then I'll do it. Right now.
If ever a woman deserved punishment, it's you. You put your own brother in jail. You egg Lance into gunning me. One of them might get hanged, the other might get killed, and you don't care.
You're scared of Lance?
I may have to shoot him. If I do, I want you to see it.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp, starring Hugh O'Brien.
A certain story once told of 3 gunfighters bullying a western town while the gallant sheriff had to fight them alone. How the old-timers of Wichita, Abilene, and Dodge City must have laughed at such a yarn. Frontier towns in the 70s were settled by many veterans of Union and Confederate battles, veterans who still knew how to fight. So in 1878, when a hoodlum outfit led by Dan Burton tried to rob a bank in Dodge City while Marshal Wyatt Earp and his deputies were away,
Well, had a little trouble in town.
Yeah, I see. You sent for the doc?
Yes, Marshal.
He'll bring a wagon, huh? Good work, Mayor.
One back there, and this one here's dead. They never learn.
Any of your people get hurt?
I think he wounded Chris Allen, the cashier. A couple of the boys got nicked, but nothing bad.
Who are you?
Never mind that. You gonna let me bleed to death?
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. Doc will plug you up. Well, you were coming back from turning in some prisoners to the Army. We heard the shooting. These hoodlums must be amateurs.
They shot pretty wild. But Jesse James and Cole Younger wouldn't have tried what they did. First thing I learned in the Army was never to ride into a hostile town in broad daylight.
Mr. Allen got hit in the arm, but he claims 2 scalps with that sawed-off shotgun of his.
Well, Tom put up a real good fight, and I'm proud of him. Oh, and Mayor Kelly is a cinch for re-election.
I'd be ashamed to mention this. We was firing from behind doors and windows, like shooting ducks on a pond.
Well, I wouldn't be too modest about it, Your Honor. Let's see if I can identify any of them.
Lance, what happened?
They got all shot up. Some of them have scattered north and west. Your brother...
Danny didn't pull it off?
A fool idea in the first place, Marie.
Was it?
I told you and I told Danny. A lot of men with guns in that town.
Danny must have bungled it. Earp and his deputies weren't even there. All he had to do was bluff out a bunch of storekeepers.
They didn't bluff easy. I'll drift into Dodge tonight and find out just what happened.
No. No, I've got a better idea.
Whoop. What are you aiming to do?
You just drift into town tonight, maybe I'll tell you.
Danny said to keep you out of it.
Are you going by what Danny said or by what I say?
Oh, please, hon, what can you do in Dodge?
A lot more than Danny and those numbskulls did. Now, you just lie low here. Coming to Dodge tonight. Are you my foreman or aren't you?
All right. You're the boss.
Remember that.
Sit down, Mr. Burton.
That ain't my name.
Dan Burton's your name. You got a sister named Marie. Got a small cattle spread over near Ingalls. Mr. Bill Tillman's told me about you. You and your sister aren't exactly unknown around here.
Who's been talking?
None of your business. Any of those wounded men make a statement?
No, sir.
All right, Hal, you telegraphed the sheriff over at Ingalls asking to please arrest Miss Marie Burton. Conspiracy to rob a bank.
Right. You leave my sister out of this. She didn't know nothing about it.
But she had a grudge against the Union Bank, didn't she? 8 months ago, she sold some mortgaged cattle. The bank made her pay up. Now, who bosses the ranch, you or Marie?
I do.
Why did she sign this application for a loan? Why didn't you co-sign?
I don't have to answer your fool questions.
Sit down.
You arrest Marie and Lance will gun you.
Oh? And who is Lance?
Lance Morfitt, that's who. He's engaged to my sister.
Lance Morfitt, huh? It seems I recall a gentleman by that name.
You get better acquainted, you bother my sister.
All right, Mr. Burton, we'll put you back in your cell.
What about Marie?
I'll have a little talk with her. My hunch may be wrong, but I think she's involved in the robbery.
Lance will kill you.
Mr. Burton, he can try. Won't be the first time it's been tried.
One moment, please. Who is it?
Marshal Earp.
Oh, good. You interested in bedrooms?
No, I'm just careful. I'm awful glad you came to town, Miss Burton. I wasted money sending an arrest order for you.
Arrest me? What on earth for?
Conspiracy to rob a bank.
Oh, now. Surely you must be joking.
Your brother's in jail. He led the attempted holdup.
Yes, I know. Danny's a wild, crazy boy. I've had to get him out of one scrape after another. How much is it going to be this time?
Nothing to bother about.
You mean there's some other way?
I mean the trial is set for tomorrow.
But, the last time Danny got into trouble, I gave the marshal $500 and, it was all arranged.
Well, Miss Burton, we don't do that here.
Oh. Oh, I see. Well, could I trouble you, please, to take a message to Danny?
No trouble.
Thank you very much. I'll write it. It'll just take a moment. Just a few lines to let poor Danny know that I'm going to hire him a lawyer. It'll cheer him up. Thank you very, very much.
Al, come on in here, will you? My deputy.
But you said that you would take it.
I will. But you're under arrest, and Hal will have to stay here.
Oh, what are you doing?
We read all messages to prisoners.
You give that back.
Easy, ma'am, easy, easy.
He's got no right to... I just offered you my promissory note in hopes you'd make things comfortable for Danny.
You trying to bribe Wyatt?
Bribe? Oh, no. That's against the law.
Miss Burton is very upset about her brother. I'm going to hold her as a material witness. She isn't to leave this apartment.
You gonna leave him in here with me alone?
Well, Miss Burton, my room's across the hall. You can leave this door open, and Hal can camp in my room if that makes you feel any better.
Yes, it most certainly will.
All right. Hal, here's my key. I'm going to go over and question those prisoners again. You keep an eye on her until I get back.
Yes, sir.
Now, wait a minute. I'm gonna need a lawyer for Danny and me.
Well, I'll ask Judge Tobin to assign one.
And how much will that cost?
Nothing. I'll see you later.
I was just acting foolish. If you want to stay here in the parlor, it's all right.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Wyatt said to use his room. You make yourself comfortable, Miss Burton.
Comfortable with my poor brother in jail? Oh, please, won't you help me? I'd be mighty grateful for some help right now.
Your brother tried to rob a bank. 2 of his men were killed. Mr. Allen was hurt.
Forget it.
Howdy, Judge. Mr. Kelly. Prisoners won't talk.
Wyatt, we understand you're holding Burton's sister.
That's right.
Do you think she was involved?
I think she planned the whole deal and talked her stupid brother into it.
Well, can you prove that?
No, sir, not yet.
As soon as I appoint a lawyer, he'll be at me with a writ of habeas corpus.
She could sue the city for false
But
arrest.
why don't you just say what you came here to say?
Well...
No pretty woman is ever anything but an angel.
Before a jury, she is.
Now, let's be practical. We have an unbeatable case against Burton and his men. Why drag his sister into it?
Because I feel sorry for Dan Burton and all those cowhands in there. Why should they go to prison when Marie, who probably planned the whole thing, gets off scot-free just because she's a woman?
Well, if you make her co-defendant, they may be all acquitted.
Oh, come on.
I don't think they'll all be acquitted, but the jury'd only give them a year or 2, and they sure wouldn't convict the woman.
Well, look, just say the word and I'll turn her loose.
Well, I really think that's the wise course.
The judge wants to make an example out of the rest of them, Wyatt. They ought to get 10 years, the maximum.
I'll turn her loose. But she planned that robbery just to spite the bank.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
I can't get my breath. It's my heart. I've had trouble before.
Here, let me help you.
No. Get the doctor. Oh, please.
All right, I'll get Dr. McCarty. Wyatt, she's having a heart attack or something. I'm going for Dr. McCarty.
Heart attack?
Just stay out of this.
Hear what he
Stay down
said?
here.
Somebody's got a heart attack. Well, I don't know. It could be serious, you know.
No heart attack, huh?
You let my brother out of jail or I'll fix you.
You're the one that belongs in jail. Now you go on back to your room and stay there.
I told you!
Stop it!
Let me go!
Stop!
Let me go! Help! Help!
Get out of here!
Let me go! Help! Help!
You stop it!
Now, it's all right. You're safe now. And you, a deacon of the church. Go get Judge Tobin. Now, don't cry. Don't. It only makes things worse. Yes, I will. Now, just...
And then he said if I would, he'd let my brother escape from jail, and then he tried to tear my dress. It was horrible.
There. No reason to carry on. We'll get to the straight of this.
What have you got to say?
I'm waiting for Hal.
Well, 3 witnesses saw you struggling with her in your room.
Judge, I warned you about her.
We're trying to believe you, but...
I heard about the trick she pulled on you. She ought to be run out of town.
You would say that. You're no better than he is. Oh, where's my lawyer? Please, I want to see my lawyer.
I've met a lot of low-down women in my time, but you are...
That'll do.
What's your temper? Sorry.
Are you going to let them lie out of this? Look at my dress. Look at the bruises on my wrist. Isn't there one gentleman left in this town?
Now, Miss Burton, you're a bit hysterical. You said you had a heart attack and fainted. I suggest you go into the bedroom and lie down. The doctor will be here in a few minutes.
He'd better get here soon. I may want him to testify.
Al, where was she when you went to get Doc McCarty?
Right there on the floor. I thought she was dying.
You tell him why the door to my room happened to be open.
Wyatt told me to wait in his room and watch her. Shall I tell him what she said to me?
No. They can believe us or fire us. I told you it was a frame-up.
We believe you, but hang it all, Wyatt, you know how people will be talking.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care about the talk. I want that woman out of town as quick as possible.
She ought to be tried with the rest. Take it easy, Al. And we promised her a lawyer. Maybe he'll persuade her to leave. Meantime, we'll make another try at getting Dan Burton to tell the truth.
Sit down. You're still stubborn and stupid. You ain't gonna turn me against my sister.
You love your sister?
Of course I do.
She's trying to frame Hal and me.
I wouldn't put anything past you two.
The court is appointing a lawyer to defend you.
Sure. Maria'd see to that.
Well, it's not going to help. You're going to get the limit.
Well, Maria's in the clear. I'm satisfied.
What about Lance Morford?
What about him?
Well, didn't you say he was coming into Dodge to gun me?
Only if you arrest Marie.
She's arrested.
Then Lance will get you.
What if I get him?
Don't be a fool. Why, give him a full draw and shoot him in both eyes. Maybe. Maybe not.
Look, hasn't your sister done enough harm? Now, Lance is a nice young fellow. Why should she want to add his scalp to her belt?
Well, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yes, there is. I want you to ask your sister to leave town and take Morford with her.
Oh, you don't know Marie.
Oh, I know her. But I hate to use the words that describe her.
She's always been like that. Ever since I was a kid. She gets a grudge and nothing will stop her. She keeps on nagging until... She'll send Lance after you. That's his lookout.
Mr. Burden, if I have to hurt Morford, I'm going to send your sister to prison.
How?
Inciting anyone to gun an officer is a penitentiary offense.
We can't prove it that she put you up to the bank robbery. But we can sure prove it if she sends Lance after Wyatt. Well, all right. I'll talk to her.
Good. We'll take him over to the hotel.
I'll get his hat.
Come on.
Better check those guns, Sonny. Marshal Erb catch you wearing them, it's 3 days in jail.
You'll catch me wearing them. Give me another one.
Remember now, his name is Lance Morford. You'll find him in one of the saloons. Just tell him to meet me at the hotel after he finishes his business. He'll understand. Dan, were you hit bad?
No, not bad.
It's going to be all right. I talked to a lawyer. I have a wonderful idea for getting you off.
Yeah? How?
Not with them in the room. I was just starting for the jail. Why did they bring you here?
We'll wait outside.
Well, how are you going to get me off?
We blame it on Pete Brown and the others who got killed. They forced you to join in the holdup. Punky'll testify to the same thing.
I knew you'd do it. Lots of times you got me into trouble, but you always got me out.
Why, sure. Why did they bring you here? What's the trick?
Oh, it's no trick. Herb just doesn't want Lance gunning for him.
Oh.
He says if you sick Lance on him, you can go to prison. Something about exciting or inciting.
Why, sure. I know that. You think I'd be so stupid.
Well, you were sore at Earp and Hal, and you accused him of...
Just play acting, Dan.
Oh, I see. Just making trouble for the Johnny Laws, huh?
Why, sure. I almost got them both fired. It's all settled, gentlemen. You may come right in. You can breathe easy now, Mr. Earp. Lance is back on the ranch at Ingalls.
Yeah, he ain't gonna gun you.
Oh, that's a relief. Hal, we better take Mr. Burden back to jail.
Sure. Marie's gonna get me off. She's got a real slick idea.
Dan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, see you in court, Marie.
Well?
I suppose you had to lie about it. Just couldn't help yourself. Hmm?
Am I under arrest again?
No.
Then I see no reason why I have to entertain you. The door is open.
Isn't that Lance Morford down there?
Why don't you go down and ask him? You scared?
Your brother Dan's gonna go to prison. You sent him out of here thinking you had some bright legal trick that would save him.
I might have.
That fella down there wants to marry you.
You urge me to go down there and kill him.
He'll kill you. If he doesn't, I will.
Oh? With this?
I can get another one.
No, you'll be in prison.
Lance might have something to say about that.
All right, so he outdraws me. He shot a peace officer.
We can run.
Not far enough or fast enough.
I still say you're scared.
You know, if ever a woman deserved punishment, it's you. I'm gonna probably have to hurt him. And if that happens, I certainly want you to see it. Mr. Morford, you draw on me and you'll get hurt. Miss Burden will go to prison.
What's she got to do with it?
She incited you to attack the peace officer. That's a felony. I hate to say this, but I kind of hope you do go for your gun. Miss Burden ought to be in prison.
Shoot him! He can't draw! Shoot him! That's close enough! Shoot! Shoot him! Oh!
You hoodlum.
You get out of town.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Long may his story be told.
You're gonna try this once too often. Bringing a man when you should kill him.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Adams, he's bleeding pretty bad. Get a couple of men, get him over to Dr. Carty's. What's that arm?
You don't care anything about yourself. How about me and the other deputies? You might have killed me.
Look, it's an old argument. It's not true. The same old rawhide out here in the middle of the street. I'll buy you a new shirt.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
Marshal Earp had lived through 50 gunfights in Wichita and Dodge City without killing a man. Pat Masterson, Doc Holliday, and many other friends warned Wyatt that shooting to disable rather than to kill was quixotic nonsense. Gunfighters began to count on Wyatt's determination to spare their lives. And Bat, who was devoted to Marshal Earp, made one last attempt to change Wyatt's thinking.
Now, you've been in danger in your own life to an increased extent lately.
Dodge City needs you.
Look.
Silence. I've talked this over with Judge Tobin and the council. Herewith, I am issuing you an executive order. Read it.
Yes, sir.
It'll save your life, Wyatt.
It's not on our account. Gunslingers are making a play against you because, well, they figure the worst they're going to get is a bullet in the arm.
Admit we're right now.
You're half right.
Half right, he says. Now, next time a hoodlum goes for a gun, you shoot to kill.
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I did put Mr. Masterson in danger this morning, and at one time or the other, I've led each of you into trouble. Your Honor, I'm promising to shoot to kill in any gunfight which involves my deputies.
No, that's not the order. The order expressly states...
Mr. Kelly, what I do when I'm alone and some man draws a gun on me is between me and my conscience. Now, if you want me to quit, I'll quit.
Quit? There's no quitting you'll do. I'll have the council fired.
Now, I'm still marshal for a half hour or so you men get back on patrol.
Kelly lost his temper.
Break it up.
We didn't figure on...
All right. Now, get out of here, will you?
Now, what's behind all this? You want some killer to take life off your hands? You never really did explain yourself, not to any of us.
I've explained it to all of you.
When?
I've said that I'm not going to kill unless it's in self-defense. I've never been absolutely certain in any gunfight that killing was necessary. Now, do I speak plain enough?
No, sir, you don't. I've been in gunfights, too. It was him or me, and I knew it.
Yes. You knew it was you or Sergeant King. Have I blamed you for that?
No, sir.
Well, that's the difference, Mr. Masterson. You were certain that you had to kill, so you shot for the heart. Well, I've never been certain in any gunfight, so I've shot to cripple. And the proof of my method is that I'm still alive, and so are a lot of men that I might have killed.
Well, there'll come a time, Wyatt.
Don't stall around with us, Hoyt. You're wanted in Texas for stealing a ranch payroll.
You've been indicted for it.
Take our proposition. We'll get that indictment thrown out.
Gunning Wyatt Earp. Some deal. It's easy.
If you miss, he'll only wound you. He hasn't killed anyone all the time he's been a peace officer.
I don't know. He's gunning a lot on Earp. Still in all for $1,500. Take the money and head for Dodge. Don't take it, and the Rangers will be heading you back to Texas. Where are you fellas gonna be?
Near enough to send you to prison if you try to run out on us.
Don't seem like I got much choice. How much time you allowing for the job?
Would be reasonable.
Gotta study Earp. Catch him alone.
That's the idea. I'll get started.
Oh, and no double-crossing clearing that indictment. If I got nerve enough to go against Earp, I can handle both of you.
Haven't you forgotten something, mister? What's that? Your horse. You haven't watered or fed him. My horse, ain't he? There's a law against mistreating horses. Marshal Earp must be strict. I'm Marshal Earp. Oh. Now, you've ridden that horse half to death. You go water and feed him. Yes, sir. Right away. Looks like a Texas boy.
looks worse than that to me. Texas cowhands water and feed their horse before they head to the bar.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Now, that's just the point I've been trying to make. The tail end of the cattle drive always brings a lot of scum into town.
Looks like we have a couple of dry glasses.
Hey, bring us another bottle of champagne.
Gee, you must have hit the faro games for a lot of money.
I got a big cattle spread to load the simmer on. Don't need a gamble. But, goons are kind of necessary, huh?
Money is necessary, too. How come you're so interested in Wyatt Earp?
I'm on the town council at Langley. Our marshal quit, so we got to hire a new one.
Langley couldn't pay Mr. Earp enough.
Oh, not after hiring him. Just want to study his methods. Does he, ever patrol this part of town?
Sure. Every night.
All by himself?
Sometimes. Why don't you ask Mr. Earp? He's a nice, polite fellow.
It's an idea. I'll do that. But in the meantime, let's drink up. And, you can tell me about your methods.
Stop him, fellas! He ain't right.
Get out of the way! Hey, back! It's gonna get trouble! Back! Stop kicking. Don't be kicking.
Well, he deserved it. Using spurs.
Come on, Ed. You're all right.
Are you hurt, mister?
Oh, it's all right.
Get me a wet cloth, quick.
Fist fight at Madigan's saloon. He was stopping a cowhand with his spurs.
I spoke to you about mistreating your horse this afternoon. We also have laws against mistreating cowhands. What's your name?
John Smith.
All right, lock him up. We'll see if the other man wants to prosecute.
I need a doctor. Your deputy slugged me.
There's a cut, pour some phenol solution on it.
Yes, sir. Any more talk, you'll really need a doctor.
Marshal Earp,
Howdy, Miss Daisy.
did you lock that man up?
Yes, I did.
Good. I hope you'll keep him in jail. He's real mean.
Why don't you sit down and tell me about it, huh?
He was asking me all kinds of questions about you. I mean, where you patrolled, and if you went alone. Things like that.
Go on.
I think he's planning a robbery or something. But it's only a hunch, Mr. Earp.
Well, thank you for the tip.
You ought to keep that man in jail. He's a killer.
Well, we'll run the posters on him. You going back to Madigan's saloon? Well, I'm headed that way myself. Come on, I'll walk you. Just because Mr. Larkin didn't prosecute, don't act so cocky.
Thanks for the kind advice.
It's not advice. It's a warning. I think you're on the run, Mr. John Smith. We didn't find any poster on you, but one may come along. If I were you, I'd get out of Dodge.
Any law says I gotta listen to your guff.
Well, you got 2 fish and you got 2 guns. You can make it a fight either way.
Later.
Your turn to get some sleep.
That fella's still in town.
I thought he would be.
He was rigging up some courage at the Long Branch about a half hour ago. If you don't mind, sir, I'll make the patrol with you.
All right. If you checked the afternoon mail, did you?
Mail? No, I plumb forgot it.
You better check it. Might find a wanted poster on our friend. You can join me over in the plaza. In the meantime, I'll just check to see that nobody busted into the theater and stole chairs.
All right, I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Is it in the lung?
The kidney, I think.
Well, there's nothing to look at. Gotta get him over to Doc McCarty quick. Go tell Doc to get ready for an operation. Come on, give me a hand. Watch him now. Take it easy. Take it easy.
All right, your real name is George Hoyt.
Yes.
Who hired you to kill Marshal Earp?
$1,500.
Tell me their names.
He's dead.
Dead? No, he's faking. You tell me.
I know how you feel, Wyatt. 4 inches higher and he'd have been all right. It's too bad.
I aimed for the shoulder. The horse reared.
He deserved it. He tried to kill you for pay. You talk to him, get some sense into his head.
You're not helping, Bat. I think you better leave.
All right. But you better give him some medicine or something. Might have been him laying there. Make him think about that.
Well, there's a fight with guns. Someone's likely to get killed. You've been lucky, Wyatt. And foolish, too. I patched up many men who tried to kill you.
Hoyt was ignorant and stupid to try a thing like that.
Gunfighters are all ignorant and stupid.
But human beings, Doc. With innocent folks who love them. It just wasn't necessary. I could have chased him on horseback, caught him and put him in jail.
This was an accident, Wyatt. But sooner or later, you're going to have to shoot to kill. Deliberately. You know that.
I guess so.
Wyatt, people die in my care. Most of them were beyond medical help. A few may have died because I didn't have the drugs or instruments in hand to save them. But I do my best.
Yeah.
Every doctor has to harden himself to death. If he can't, he should quit medicine.
That's right. Thank you, Doc.
Shouldn't you tell Mayor Kelly?
You tell him. You and Mr. Masterson take over.
How long are you figuring on being away?
I don't know.
Got a few things to think about.
We should know how to reach you. Well, the only clue I have to Hoyt's background is the Four Corners Roadhouse. I found a bar slip in his pocket. I'll be heading there first.
Wyatt, we may need you around here real bad.
You and Mr. Masterson can handle things. You tell Mayor Kelly that I had to take a leave of absence. If he gets sore and fires me, good. That'll save me the trouble of making up my mind. Good luck.
Herb leaving town? He's packed heavy for the trail, Mr. Leonard. Killed a Texan. So now he's scared. Pete, you better go tell the Big T outfit they're camped west of Fort Dodge, about 2 miles. Tomorrow'll be a busy day. Herb can do without Dodge, but I don't think this town will get along so well without Herb.
Good morning.
Howdy. You're up early.
I haven't been to bed yet. Oh. Can somebody some of that coffee?
Nope. It's on the house.
Thank you.
You in the cattle business?
Oh, I'm associated with it. I know a lot of cowhands. I'm looking for one right now. A fellow by the name of George Hoyt.
Oh, that punk. Friend of yours?
No.
You're lucky. He got paid for some cattle the day before yesterday and skinned out, owing me a bar bill of $2.80, the cheap four-flusher.
Is Hoyt a Texas man?
Him? Nah. He come from an orphanage in Indiana someplace. He got drunk in here one night and told me his life story. Every cowhand likes to brag he's from Texas. Why are you looking for Hoyt?
I have some money belonging to him. I thought maybe he might have had a family.
Had a family? Is he dead?
Yeah. How much did you say he owed you? 280.
I don't get this, friend. Are you a lawyer settling Hoyt's estate?
1, 2, half, quarter, nickel.
That's the Big T outfit. Looks like they're...
Big T, Mr. Bones, they're going to shoot up Dodge.
Shoot up Dodge. And Marshal Earp will have their pants thrown in jail before they can fire 10 shots.
Earp's that good, huh?
That's what everybody tells me. If I could leave this place, I'd ride into Dodge just to see Earp clobber Tom Leonard and his boys.
Thank you for the coffee. I'll see you again soon.
Sure. Right.
I suppose Mr. Kelly sent you, huh?
Yes, sir. There's going to be trouble in town.
You shouldn't have left Mr. Masterson. He'll need you. Now go on, get back there.
No, sir, not without you.
I'm tired, Hal. I'm sick and tired.
I know, White. We all are. It's no good job being a walking target every day, but me, I hate to get out of bed in the morning. Sometimes I have to smoke before I reach for my gun belt.
It's a filthy, brutal job. It sure is.
But somebody's got to do it. You know, Bat, he'll lose his temper. So will Kelly. He'll get boxed in some tight corner. There's going to be quite a few burials in town tomorrow.
Throw him down. You ain't got a chance.
Watch your light! Watch your light! Break the logic here, Marshal. The Diamond T-Man got Jim Kelly and your boys backed into Carr's alley.
Hal, you take these 4 men, try to sneak through 4th Street. Cut them off. I'll try for Linden.
Sniping at him. I'm going to hit him from the window. I want Kelly and Masterson and the others will quit. I'll let them have it.
Mr. Masterson, wasn't necessary.
Thanks for coming back, Wyatt. You blessed chicken-hearted fool.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
আপনি কিন্তু দেখতে যথেষ্ট সুন্দরী একজন মানুষ, দেখতে বেশ রোমান্টিক, যেন শেক্সপিয়ারের নাটকের কোনো নায়িকার মতো। ভেবেছিলাম, কিন্তু আপনি তো পুরোটাই মর্মান্তিক। যে কোনো মানুষ আপনাকে দেখে মর্মাহত হতে পারে।
আমার হালকা হতে 1 মাস সময় লেগেছে।
আপনার 1 মাস সময় লাগে?
আমার হালকা হতে তো 1 মিনিট লাগে।
আমার কাছে মনে হয় জীবনসঙ্গী এমন হওয়া উচিত যার সাথে আপনি প্রতিটা মুহূর্ত উপভোগ করতে পারবেন, সারাক্ষণ খুনসুটিতে মেতে থাকতে পারবেন এবং তার মনে এমনভাবে বসবাস করবেন যে আপনার দিকে সে একটাবার তাকালেই বলে দিতে পারবে যে তার বেঁচে থাকার কারণই আপনি।
পথে চলতে চলতে কথা বলতে বলতে কখন যেন হলে আমার
জানি গল্পে গল্পে মিশে অল্পে অল্পে আমিও হয়ে গেছি তোমার।
ছোট ছোট ভুল ফুটে হলো ফুল যে তোমাকে পেলাম,
গুটি গুটি পায়ে স্বপ্নের নাই আমি ভেসে গেলাম।
আপনি কি মনে করেছেন একজন মানুষ আমার জীবন থেকে চলে গিয়েছে এবং আপনি সেই সুযোগটা কাজে লাগিয়ে আপনার ফিলিংসগুলো আমার কাছে এক্সপ্রেস করবেন আর আমি সেটা হ্যাপিলি অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে নিব? এই হচ্ছে আপনার বন্ধুত্বের নমুনা?
রোদের পাখি তোর শহরে আমার মনের স্বপ্ন ঘিরে, ওরে পাখি ওরে সারাক্ষণ তোর শহরে বৃষ্টি হলে ভিজে আমার মন।
Thầy Lai, mày thắng, nghe cái chừng mày thắng, mày 10% nữa. Mày ngã. Mày ô, không được, đùa tao, xuân không. Xuân bậy bạn ơi, hiểu được rồi. Xuân giấu vậy. Không được rồi, mày lại trẻ này 10 đây đó, nhớ được tiếp à? 3 củ 59 là xem được bao nhiêu nhá? 3%, 4 và 66 cũng được. Át này, sẽ át từ này rồi. Ê, chơi xong rồi, đánh trùng bài rồi, thằng này ấn tử thần ạ. Không sao thầy ơi, mình dồn trước là được. Sử thanh hóa, tôi nói bàn, xong rồi xoay bài tự động. Chuẩn chỉ đấy, chuẩn chỉ mà sao mà tự động. Go. Bình Chi Linh gọi thầy ơi. Nhót không? Nhót, đét. Cho tao. Ngáo vậy. Vẫn đang may, anh vẫn đang nhảy. Thắng mà. Let me show you darkness. Sai rồi. Sai đều. Thầy lái vô à? Sao? Captain Vietnamese. Captain Việt Nam. Máy. Capture. Chuẩn không vậy bạn ơi? Chuẩn. 2 lần này. 2 lần. Đấy, không 3 lần. Lại nữa ta thể mình tính 3 lần này. 3 lần, 1 lần là 4 này. 5 lần này. 5 lần. 6 lần. 6 lần. Được 6 lần. 5 lần. Rồi 5. Chuẩn đi. Ngoan. Còn một cái cung xanh nữa. Đây đi. Bài gọi là gì nhỉ? Có bài yêu đét. Long Vương à? Yêu đét xong còn nhiều món đấy. Xuân vợ thầy chưa chạm đất 49 rồi. Xong lần này là quay một vòng rồi. Tại không
ভালোবাসা সুন্দর, ভালোবাসাও সুন্দর। মানুষ নিজের অজান্তেই ভালোবেসে ফেলে।
আমারও মনে হয় কি জানেন, আপনার মতো জানাশোনা কাউকে না আমার বিয়ে করা উচিত।
এটা কি উপলক্ষে?
ম্যাডাম, ফুলটা গ্রহণ করুন, তারপরে বলতেছি।
ভোটার আইডি কার্ডে যার স্বাক্ষরের জায়গায় টিপসই দেয়, এখানে কেউ ডাক্তার।
এই দুইজনের মধ্যে যে আগে ম্যাডামের মন জয় করতে পারবে, ম্যাডাম তার।
একদিন না দেখলে তোমায় বন্ধু আন্ধার লাগে সব, তোমার এই প্রেমে এমনই টান।
রোগীদের তো ডক্টরের কাছে আসলে ব্যথা কমে যায়, আপনি তো উল্টো হলো কেন? আপনি কি একটু উল্টা?
তোমায় ছাড়িয়া যাব মরিয়া, তোমায় ছাড়িয়া যাব মরিয়া, যেও না বন্ধু আমার, ভুলিয়া ভুলিয়া।
আমার মনে হয় আমার সমস্যা কপালে। ম্যাডাম, আমার কপালে নেই, আমার কপালে আছে দাগ।
Là 5.5x tốc độ sửa binh. Binh không thầy ơi. Giống như củ sắn này. Gì vậy đây? Này 125 à? 200 rồi. Cộng gì đây? Tạm mới nâng cấp tất cả nâng cấp cho một lần. Bình. Rồi xoay bài tự động không? Tôi lấy bạc rồi anh lấy xoay bài tự động này. Trăm tám láp à? Vách. Không được á? Perfect. Được, lấy còn. New request này 215 nắp à? 25 à? 25. 35 không? Được, cộng 10 này, 30 rồi, thừa 30. 10 này. 229 ạ. Đó thì mà thừa 30. Wow, đánh mày gì luôn. Thần tài này. Thần tài lên, ở chờ nhỉ. Thần tài lên. Thần tài đến. Bay. 120 rồi, lần một lần. Lần một lượt bớt. Cái gì đấy, máy lỗ à? Máy lỗ sao? Lỗ máy. Đéo vào đây. Không được rét à? Tính như thầy. Đặt tiền nó đã xuống à? Chạm đất. Perfect. Good landing rồi à? 100 lap à? Thầy có thể chỉnh cho nó phải good landing mấy lượt. Rồi. Chồng thì những gì mà xuống. Này á. Vì nó bị lệch chạy sang bên kia một tí. Cô không? Good landing. Đéo vậy, đừng nói. Áo choàng bạc, độc dược sĩ. chợt lại mất chất tôi phục cái sức gánh vác cái điều lý chồng bạc ấy xong đâu mình thần tài ngay
তোমাকে 15 লাখ টাকাই দিতে হবে। তুমি যদি দিতে না পারো তোমার বাবাকে কল দাও। তোমার যত জমি জিরাত বাড়িতে যা যা আছে এগুলো বেচা হইলেও তোমরা আমাদের টাকা পাই পাই করে শোধ করবা।
একটা ব্যাপার কি খেয়াল করছো, শহরে কিন্তু দুইটা রূপ, রাতের এক রূপ, দিনের আর এক।
বেঁধেছি ঘর হৃদয়ের পর গাঢ় সবুজ ওই গহীন বনে।
আরে ব্রো, সবসময় চিল থাকতে হবে, কিচ্ছু মাথায় নেওয়া যাবে না।
ভালোবাসা হচ্ছে একজন আরেকজনের উপর ভরসা করে একজন আরেকজনের হাতের উপর হাত রেখে এই জীবনটা কাটিয়ে দেয়। কিছু মানুষ এই রাত জেগে থাকে আর টাকার বিনিময়ে সুখ খোঁজে। বসুন।
এখন তো সিরিয়াস হওয়া উচিত, তাই না? আমি তো কোথাও যাচ্ছি না পার্টি করতে, তুমি কেন যাচ্ছ? কেন বন্ধ করতে পারতেছো না বলো তো? কার যে কোথায় সুখ সেটা তার প্রিয় মানুষটাও কখনো জানতে পারে না।
পাশাপাশি তবু যাচ্ছি বিপরীতে, কাছাকাছি তবু যাচ্ছি বহু দূরে।
হাই, ইউ লুক গুড।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
Quà sinh nhật là trai quỷ nhở? Mua được mà mình thu hàng này mà may xong này vậy. Ok, đấy, lại về đây đã tự di chuyển, đã thể di chuyển, đã thể chỉnh hai bên này xong. Bình không ngoài, Bình không ngoài, Bình không thấy ơi, Bình không thấy ơi, Bình không thấy ơi, Bình không thấy ơi, ai á, chôn tao. M là lưng 50m. Nhanh như tao. Từ từ rồi. Mặc thêm 7 đẹp. Chuẩn không nhỉ? Bài sự nét đấy. Đấy là đẹp. Dậy gì hay à, mảnh rất nhiều mảnh nha, rất nhiều mảnh cung luôn mà. Thôi xin cái mảnh lấy đồ chỗ ăn vậy, thêm cái giáp máu nữa, tiếp mấy cái mảnh cũng hết sạch mà. Nếu mày còn lại mày cho nhau, mày cho anh không, đừng chết nữa. Thằng Vũ vẫn đang nằm mà Dương chết tài mày không bay nhanh mà thằng kia bây giờ tao quỷ quá. Nhiều vì quát à? Ai à? 200 không? 200 lát 95 à? 195 lát à? Tính 200 lát đây. Wow. À đúng rồi. Nhầm. 65
দরকার পড়লে একটা রিকশাওয়ালাকে বিয়ে করব তারপর তোকে বিয়ে করতে
তুমি যদি মরে যাও আমি তোমাকেই বিয়ে করব।
দেখো দেখো বিয়ে এত সোজা না।
5টা কন্ডিশন।
কয়টা?
5টা।
আমি জেডি সাফায়েত রমরাজন। স্যার এটা তো ভোটার আইডি কার্ড স্যার।
বাড়িতেই করবেন নাকি হোটেলে?
না না, আপনি যেমনটা ভাবছেন বিষয়টা তা না। হ্যাঁ আপনি তো করবেন।
তোমাকে দিয়ে হবে না, আমি জানতাম। শুধু শুধু সময় নষ্ট করো না।
ভাই আপনি তো অনন্ত দলিল না যে অসম্ভবকে সম্ভব করে আপনার কাজ।
জিমি জিমি জিমি
কি হচ্ছে?
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
আঙ্গের একদম বইরা দিমু যাচ্ছে সব বাইর কর।
শর্ত দিয়ে বিয়ে শর্ত দিয়ে বিয়ে।
ভাই যে বয়সে মানুষ গার্লফ্রেন্ডের কামড় খায় সে বয়সে আপনি কুত্তার কামড় খেয়ে হাসপাতালে ভর্তি হয়েছেন।
Con gái mẹ mày à? Em 15 chửi có đam đâu em. Mấy thằng ấy chửi nhau cứ lôi bắt gì bắt các kiểu ra nó chửi mà. Bây giờ có chửi được đâu. Rồi đắp đéo kìa. Vất từ vất từ 3 cọc cược. 3 cọc cược nữa. Mày đang theo đường sẵn rồi, tao cho mày một con mặt. Với cả con tam áp con này, xong rồi thêm tắm ken nữa, đỉnh. Có cút lòng vàng đấy, tắm ken là xịn nhất rồi. Một con là to nhất trong cặp cường rồi, quá to nhất làm vàng. Red 3 kinh ấy. Galio Bồ Đăng Hoa rồi Galio cút tuổi con lắc là lém đau điện, lắc phùn đồ 3 sao. 7 sử ra chỉ là mũi rồi, con lắc cái 7 sử ra chỉ là mũi rồi, đâu còn phát chết. Xong gì hút còn phát chết con kêu. Dạ, xài kinh mà. Quân biết con Amuba ở đây có đồ gì không? Có thú tượng, dây chuyền tự lực, giáp siêu linh, được chưa? Hai cái đồ quân sự kinh kinh ấy. Tam Ken 3 đấy rất đẹp. Tam Ken 3 đó là sự đẹp đẹp ấy. Bởi có nhiều máu cho bố lên Tam Ken 3 ấy. Còn nhiều máu à. Chết gốc lùi. Thằng này lắc này. Con lắc nó cũng là một vấn đề đấy, nhưng mà sự con áp cơ. Áp là carry. Rồi quăng điện, quăng cái lắc 3 quăng điện, lắc 2. Amu mình còn 1 tỷ máu nhé. Không yếu nhở? Thua này. Lên sàn 2 ạ. Thua. Sàn 2 đi, sàn 2 gì đấy? Cái thua bóng mà. Cái thua bóng luôn rồi. Để không có đồ. Đây. Rồi ơi. Lắc ở đây xong rồi. Lắc ở đây, lắc ở đây rồi. Quyết trình à? Nhưng mà farm được đâu. Ở đây rồi. Sao? Tờ. Rồi tờ. hai bên đấy à? Cảm ơn vì đã đến. Rồi xong con cây xa, con phát cần chết cây xa 2. Học đi, broccoli. Quỷ đấy à? Con này khỏe phết đấy. Ý bố thua. Mà là mai thua. Yes. Cút, mày cút. Chất 10 à, 10 sử ra không có broccoli. Bố cút. Đéo có tăm ken mà, nếu tao tăm ken rồi hỏng rồi. Để thằng này tăm ken 3. Broccoli. Nó ra kìa, sao ra 3 không? Nổi không? Rồi, mày đi. Dương ơi, thằng này 8 sao ra, bãi bay luôn, 8 sao ra. Đéo ra. Thằng đi sân 2 ạ, căng lắm. Rồi, thằng đi sân 2 cũng chịu. Mày thua. Đi sân 2 ạ. Rồi, đi sân 2 vừa còn đéo chết cơ, đéo nhỏ. Chôn đéo gì. Thằng này, không vừa một cua nhỉ. Ui, nó nhét ao mu gần chết kìa, chôn búa. Tăm ken thì ai lỡ dùng tăm ken này. Mua chôn búa à? Cái đi rồi, cái thôi bóng. Được rồi. Sao ra rồi. Đéo ra tăm ken rồi, thằng kia cũng tăm ken. Tao chắc là nổi không? Mày đi sao đi luôn. Phạm Cường không nhỉ? Phạm Cường đến đâu nhỉ? À kìa. Phải không? Rồi, em mai à? Phải 23 tiếng nữa. Còn cái nhận game không biết đấy. Uầy, ánh sáng à, đồ ánh sáng à? Con mua nó đồ ánh sáng mà sao? Khỏe đấy, sao cái đầu quăng đau đấy? Uầy, nó bỏ bài ra cho sao nhỉ? Như hay cái bạn nói, nó thấy bỏ cái bài đâu. Với nó bài yếu lắm, nó bỏ cái bài rồi. Mà, nó bỏ bài ra. Bằng cái bạn nói sao ấy? Bạn nó đéo đỡ được, tài với lý chỉ vậy. Các bạn đâu đéo đỡ được, cũng bỏ bài ra nhé, trốn quá. Gì bạn? 2 để chịu. Thiếu một con sa ra chịu. Và đánh một trận nữa ở 46. Cái gì vậy? Nhà quan tâm. Mày trốn. Lắm ấy, tham phá đối tượng cam xin không? Vào đấy. Happy birthday to you. đá thật ạ. Cho hai bên đánh nhau được thức đánh 15 tập phép xuất xứ của đồng liền kè hào đất chồng như sau trong 12 giây à? Đây là gì? Bố chạy đi à? 56 à?